How do moonshiners not get caught and end up in trouble? Smoke on the ridge. How moonshiners dodge the law deep in the misty hollows of Appalachia, long before the hum of modern civilization echoed through the valleys. There were whispers of smoke rising from hidden stills. The scent of corn mash in the cool air wasn't just a sign of hard work. It was rebellion, tradition, and survival all brewed into one. And despite being illegal for decades, moonshining never truly died. It simply got smarter. Ask anyone in Copperhead Ridge about moonshining, and they'll likely lean back in their creaky porch chair, squint at the horizon, and say, "Ain't nobody dumb enough to talk about that." But if you stick around long enough and buy a round or two, you might hear about the tricks, the traps, and the legends of those who made liquor where the law couldn't see. So how do moonshiners not get caught? The answer lies in a mix of tradition, cunning, and a whole lot of mountain know-how. Location is everything. The first rule of moonshining is simple. Hide your still like your freedom depends on it, because it does. Old-timers don't set up shop just anywhere. They seek places where no one but the deer and bobcats roam. Deep in the woods, past the logging roads, over the ridge, and into the gulch, where cell signal dies and even the echo forgets your name. That's where the stills live. Back in the Prohibition days, moonshiners used caves, abandoned cabins, even underground bunkers. Some even built stills on floating platforms in swamps, pulling them away if they got wind of the law sniffing around. Today's generation, they've got drones, trail cams, and apps to track weather patterns, all helping them pick the perfect spot. Some go mobile, setting up stills in the back of trucks or vans that can be gone in minutes, and they always stay off the beaten path. If the law can't find it, they can't bust it too. Silence is sacred. You don't talk about shine. Not to your cousin, not to your preacher, and sure as hell not to that guy at the bar who buys too many rounds and asks too many questions. Moonshining is often a family affair. Passed down like secret recipes, it stays within tight circles bound by blood and trust. Outsiders are rarely welcomed in, and betrayal is the quickest way to get yourself vanished from the hills. When moonshiners do network, it's through code words, burner phones, and old-fashioned face-to-face chats. They might refer to the product as white lightning, sweet tea, or even just the stuff. Talking in riddles isn't just colorful, it's protective. 3. Technology with a twist of tradition. Think moonshiners are stuck in the past? Think again. They may wear overalls and boots caked in red clay, but don't let that fool you. Modern-day moonshiners use game cameras to track movements around their stills. They fly cheap drones to scout for heat signatures or signs of unwanted visitors. And those burner phones? Disposable and rarely turned on in the same place twice. But it's not just about avoiding detection. Tech helps them monitor temperatures, fermentation stages, and production rates, all while sitting back on a log sipping from a jar. Yet they're careful not to lean too hard into the digital age. Anything that leaves a trace, a GPS ping, a bank record, a Google search, gets them nervous. So they balance the old ways with the new. Wood-fired stills, whispered meetings, and cash-only deals wrapped in brown paper bags. For outsmarting the law enforcement knows the tricks, but so do the shiners. It's a constant game of cat and mouse, where the stakes are jail time or worse. Many moonshiners use decoy stills, crude setups designed to distract from the real operation. Let the law find one and feel proud, while the good stuff bubbles away safely a mile down the trail. Others pay close attention to patrol patterns, local gossip, and even weather reports. A rainy night is perfect for running shine. No helicopters flying, no footprints left behind. Dogs barking at odd hours? Might be a ranger sneaking through. A shiny new pickup parked outside town. Could be a Fed. Then there's the lookouts. Every holler has a set of eyes. Old men playing checkers, kids on dirt bikes, or women hanging laundry. They all know when something doesn't feel right. And word spreads faster than wildfire through CB radios, encrypted texts, or just the beating wings of birds flushed from trees 5. Don't get greedy. Off the golden rules in moonshining is this: keep it small, keep it safe. The ones who get caught are often the ones who get ambitious. It starts simple, just a few jars for neighbors, maybe a gallon or two for a wedding. But then demand grows, and someone talks, and before you know it, there's a sting operation with cameras and a SWAT team in the woods. The best shiners keep it local. No social media bragging. No flashy cars bought with cash. Just a quiet trade among folks who value quality. For many, it's not about getting rich. It's about carrying on a tradition that runs deeper than the roots of the tree 6. Camouflage and cover story 7, seen a suspicious shed with a padlock, a garden hose, and a stack of firewood out back. Could be just that, or it could hiding 50 gallons of illegal shine. Moonshiners are masters of disguise. They'll build stills inside barns, under fake floors, or behind false walls. One infamous shiner even built his inside an old school bus buried in a hillside, and when someone gets too curious, just doing some welding, they'll say, or, that's my maple syrup operation. Some even register as homebrewers, legal on a small scale, to throw off the scent 7. Community protection in some regions, moonshiners aren't seen as criminals. They're seen as providers, artists, even folk heroes. They donate shine for festivals, help out neighbors in tough times, and sometimes keep the local economy afloat when jobs are scarce. This community bond becomes a powerful shield. Locals won't snitch, and many won't let outsiders poke around, especially not the law. A ranger once wandered too far into the wrong patch of woods and found 4 flat tires waiting when he came back. Luck, and respect for the craft. At the end of the day, staying out of trouble comes down to luck and skill. The woods are unforgiving, and mistakes can be costly. A fire that burns too high, a careless track in the mud, or a loose-lipped cousin can unravel years of quiet work. But the ones who last, they treat the craft with respect. They move with the rhythm of the mountains, listen to the wind, and trust their instincts. It's not just about making liquor. It's about outsmarting the system with grit and ingenuity. Final sip moonshining isn't what it once was, but it's not gone. It lives in whispers, in flickering flames deep in the pines, in mason jars tucked under counters. And while the law may catch a few, there are still those who run under the radar, quiet as a fox and twice as clever. So next time you find yourself in the backwoods of Carolina, Tennessee, or Kentucky, and someone offers you a sip of something clear and potent, remember, you're tasting more than just homemade liquor. You're tasting freedom, tradition, and the art of not getting caught. The art of vanishing. How moonshiners stay one step ahead. In the deep folds of Appalachian hollers, beneath thickets of laurel and shadows of pine, there's a quiet hum, a hiss, a bubble, a clink of glass against copper. It's not a sound heard by most, and that's by design. Because if you can hear a still, you're too close. And in the world of moonshining, too close means too dangerous. Moonshine, illicit, untaxed, homemade liquor, has long danced on the fine line between tradition and criminality. But here's the thing. For an activity that's been illegal for over a century, you'd think more people would get caught. Yet the best moonshiners rarely do. Why? Because they don't just make shine. They master the art of disappearing. Chapter 1. The disappearing still old man Tucker wasn't known for much. Lived alone, drove a rust-bitten truck, talked to his beagle more than to people. Folks in town figured he was just another loner living off Social Security and soup beans. But if you followed him, past the dirt road, beyond the broken fence, and through the bramble, you'd find the heart of his secret. Not a big operation, mind you. Just a copper still tucked into a hollow, camouflaged under canvas and brush, its chimney hidden below a ring of rocks to mask the steam. That still had been running for 17 years, through rain, snow, and at least 2 sheriff administrations. Not once had it been found. How? Because Old Man Tucker obeyed rule number 1. Out of sight is out of trouble. Moonshiners know the terrain like soldiers know a battlefield. The best hiding spots are passed down like family heirlooms. Caves with natural ventilation, riverbeds where runoff carries away the mash, old barns with false floors. Some shiners even float their stills on hidden rafts in the middle of swamp ponds. The point is simple. If they can't find it, they can't bust it. Chapter 2. Speak low. Run deep moonshining is more than an operation. It's a culture, a code of silence wrapped in smoke and trust. You don't tell your neighbor unless he's family. You don't tell your family unless they're already in. And you never speak names over the phone. In the hills, communication runs old school. Handwritten notes, burner phones used once and burned in the fire pit, messages passed via CB radios with more static than words. Back in the day, during the golden age of Prohibition, moonshiners used kids on horseback as runners, shouting nonsense about Granny's syrup or Grandpa's arthritis tonic when feds were near. Today, those kids ride dirt bikes, post vague Facebook statuses, creeks high, don't fish today, or light a certain color lantern on the porch as a warning.